Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Romadhia, and I am as a moderator for the Rizla's proposal. So before that, let's we say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, because of Allah we can be here today in the Zoom meeting. And salawat and salam, do not forget we send to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because of him we can, because he's brought up from the dark side into the one bright way like we hold today. Okay, no longer opening sections, so let's we hear the research proposal that will serve by Rizlas. That's about the effect of using learning videos through social media. Social media YouTube on the learning motivations of class 3 students at SD Nurul Ilmi Jambi during the COVID-19 pandemic. So she will present and serve the chapter 1 and chapter 3. Also the reference. Okay, to Rizla, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. So today I would like to present my proposal. The title is The Effect of Using Learning Videos through Social Media YouTube on the Learning Motivation of Class 3 of Students at SD Nurul Ilmi Jambi City during the COVID-19 pandemic. So here we go. The first one is Chapter 1, Introduction. The background of this proposal, why I choose this topic, because the COVID-19 pandemic is health crisis that has a major impact on people's lives. There is various ways have been taken by government in dealing with COVID-19, with social restriction and social distancing. So this is basis for implementing the learning from home. In learning activities from home, students use technologies such as mobile phones, laptops, and computer as facilities for learning. So this is stated in the circulars issued by Minister of Education and Culture of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Nadiem Anwar Makarim, which contains the implementation of education is the emergency period of the spread of COVID-19. In the letter, it is explained that the process of learning activities is carried out home through distance learning or online. So, online learning is considered ineffective because many parents are still unfamiliar with technology. And then high quota prices, students who do not understand teacher instruction, and inequality and internet access for remote areas. This includes some example of the obstacle in online learning. This condition causes confusion in the world of education, especially teachers, because teachers as a perceived of education must rack their brains on how strategies, method, models, media will be used in online learning. Of course, this will change the mindset and teaching patterns of teachers, which are usually done by face to face. Conditions that suddenly change and were never imagined by teacher before cause teacher or students need to update adaptation during online learning. To achieve this learning process, teacher must innovate in delivering learning materials to students by selecting the right learning media during online learning. There are various ways learning ideas that can be applied with the help of technology. Therefore, teacher deals with this problems by applying an online learning models by using learning videos, which means the teacher makes a learning video and uploads the video to YouTube. Then the teacher sends the link to the WhatsApp group. The students can take part in learning even though they use their parents' cell phone because they can be accessed at any time. This learning video media is a medium that displays image and sound at the same time, which is advantage, namely the first one, being able to show moving image along with sound, which is the main expression of this media. In addition, students absorb information more quickly by using more than one sense. That is, learning by using the dual sense of sight and hearing can provide benefits so that students better understand the material given by teacher. Now, learning videos are growing and have positive impact on educational progress. In times of pandemic like today, online learning is an option. The role of learning videos as tool or media needs use for online teaching. Learning video are right solution to do in the current COVID-19 pandemic. So based on description above, the author is interested in conducting research with the title The Effect of Using Learning Videos Through YouTube Social Media on the Learning Motivation of Class 3 F students at SD Tenuri Uni Jambi City during the COVID-19 pandemic. So based on background that has been presented, the formulation of research, the first one is what is the role YouTube learning media in online-based learning in the COVID-19 pandemic to the motivation of learning students of class 3F SD Nurul Ilmi Kota Jambi, and then what are the supporting factors and obstacles experienced by teacher in using YouTube based on learning videos instead of grade 3F SD Nurul Ilmi Jambi City on online learning, and then last but not least, how does the use of YouTube affect online based learning during the COVID-19 pandemic on the motivation of learning students at grade 3F at SD Nurul Ilmi Jambi City. Based on formula described above, the purpose of this study is the first one is to find out the role of YouTube learning media in online-based learning in the COVID-19 pandemic period against, and then to find out supporting factors and obstacles experienced by teacher in using YouTube-based learning on students of grade 3F, and then to find out the influence of the use of YouTube on online-based learning during the COVID-19 pandemic on the learning motivation of students, grade 3F SDIT Nurul Ilmi. And benefits of research that the expected research benefit of this study are as follows. The first one is theoretical benefits and practical benefits, which is theoretical benefits is expected to provide further insight and information about the influence of YouTube on students. Learning motivation in COVID-19 pandemic is an effective and innovative learning medium, and then practical benefit, it is hoped that this research can be later used as one of the reference material for the implementation of relevant research in future and give consideration for teachers to choose the right media in online-based learning. So we move to chapter 3. All right. Chapter 3 is research method. The first one is research location, research setting, namely research location, subject, or time and length of research, and etc. The first one is research location. This research was conducted at SD Nurul Ilmi Jambi City located on Jalan Julius Kusman RT 18 Pematang Solo, Kecamatan Tawanipura, Kota Jambi. The author chose SD Nurul Ilmi Kota Jambi because the school has carried out online learning by utilizing YouTube. And then research subject. The subject of study was addressed to principal, teacher class 3F, and guardian of class 3F or teacher. And then time and length of research is, this research was conducted in the second semester, period of January and June academic year 2022 and 20 until 2023 at SD Nurul Ilmi Kota Jambi. Study is planned of 2 cycles. The first cycle of 2 meetings, where the first meeting is held on January 20 and second meeting is held on January 21, while the second cycle is held on January 31. And then approach and type research. The approach used in this study is qualitative approach. The qualitative approach is an approach presented in the form educate naturally and do not manipulate their circumstance and condition. So research conduct a field research procedure that uses descriptive data in the form of written and oral words from people, observable behaviors, and emerging phenomena. So the study is included in qualitative descriptive research. While this type of research is class action research or CAR, because the focus of the study is related to improving learners or learning outcomes by using YouTube learning videos with the assistance of this learning media is expected to make students more motivated to learn so that learning outcomes can increase. Data and data source. So there are two data in this study, namely primary data and secondary data. Primary data is obtained directly from the source observed and recorded from the first time. Result is directly related to the result is in question. Primary data obtained by researchers. In this study, the words and action carried out by informant are the main data source, which are then recorded through written records, video, or photo taking. And then secondary data is not obtained by researchers themselves, but data that has been poured in the field of research, such as data of the statistic, magazine, newspaper, information, and other publication. In the research flow, broadly speaking, there are four stages that will be passed in the study, namely planning, implementation, observation, and analysis. And the last one is reflection. The study was conducted in two cycles, cycle one twice and cycle two once. In each cycle, researchers make observation of the activities of learners during the learning process, which is six and six and research procedure. This research study conducted to improve students' understanding of the concept material, and then is carried out gradually until this feature is successful. Namely, the first one is stage of action planning and study are followed. The first one, you must create a learning implementation, a learning lesson plan, and then discuss with collaborators about creating YouTube-based learning video media and teaching materials, and set up learning video media and student worksheet. And the last one is design instrument of expression guidelines, interview guidelines, and questions. And second, implementation action.
Uh, Rizla, you have to remember the time because time is almost over. So please make it.
Okay. And then analysis reflection, observe the learning methods and that have been done. It's identify the factor of ease and formulate alternative, the next action, and then improve YouTube learning media and develop a plan of the implementation. And data collection techniques, the first one is observation, is the way of collecting data through observation on every event that has happening during the study. So the second is interview, and then interview were conducted using interview guidelines. The purpose of interview in this study is to find out the influence of YouTube users in online learning. And then documentation were selected according to the purpose and focus of the research. The research used documentation in the form of photos and that support for the completeness of research data, such as lesson plan and interview photos, a screenshot in the class 3 app as the internal email was group. Research instrument is the first one is observation, and then interview. The subs can interview as follow: the headmaster, and then guardian class 3F, and students guardian class 3F, and then documentation. This is like how learning process carried out by teacher in this pandemic period through WhatsApp group, Zoom meeting, Google Meet, and other documentation is strengthened and complement the required observation in interview data. And then RP lesson plan assessment sheet is used to be observed the lesson plan steps, whether it's carried out properly during learning activities. And the last one is data analysis technique. So the first one for analysis data, the first step is data reduction. At this stage, the data has been collected from observation, interviews, and documentation is summarized, selected, and focused. And then presentation of data. After the data reduction process, there is a perform next step, and namely the presentation of data. Presentation data aims to make easier for researchers to understand situation and determine the next performance. And then data verification. The last step in analyzing data is data verification process. The data verification process is aimed to provide conclusion based on previously obtained data. So that is all about my presentation of my proposal. I give back to my moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Rizla. Rizla have a great proposals and the great plan to make a proposal. So I think that's quite good. So the next is to contributor that want to give their opinion or perspective about Rizla's proposal. You can type in here or just uh, say it directly here. Thank you. Okay, for the first is from Devi to Devi. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I'm Devi Risdeni. As the first contributor for Rizla proposal, I will comment on Rizla research proposal. Overall, Rizla's proposal is complete and good, but I don't think that. But I give a suggestion in the title. The title is relevant to the content of the proposal, and I suggest that in the title, Rizla can make the online-based learning. For example, the effect of using learning videos through social media, YouTube on the learning motivation, and in the online-based learning of class grade 3 F students at SD Tenurul Ilmi in Jambi City. Because in the background is explained about the impact of COVID on the education so that the learning system becomes online. And in the literature review, it also explained about the online learning. So it would be better if it is in the title of research, Rizla include online learning. And then in the explanation of the research background, it is good because it has gone from general topics to specific topics, and the problem is also clear. And then in the research benefits section, on the practical benefits, researchers or Rizla can add the benefits for researchers, benefit for teachers, benefits for students, and benefits for the school or principal headmaster of the school. And then the Rizla's research instrument can be further specialized and distinguished by data collection techniques. For example, if Rizla use data collection techniques through observation, then a research instrument that can be used is a test or questionnaire. Okay, that's all from me. I'm sorry for the mistake. I give it back to moderator.
Okay, thank you to Devi. For the next opinion, please to contributor to who want to give her perspective or opinion to Rizla's proposal. Time is yours. Okay, to Juliana, time is yours.
Thanks to moderator. First of all, I want to congratulate to Rizla who has arrived at the proposal seminar. Congratulations. And I'm going to give a comment to Rizla's proposal. The first is the background section. In background section, you must write down the ideal situation and the facts or problems that actually occur in the class of that school, the disparity between the ideal situation and the facts that occur in the first is then given a solution, your solution, and provide theories or advantages related to the solution you provide to overcome this. In your proposal in the background, this was not found. Furthermore, still in the background, you must make observation or it can be replaced by data from previous studies or research to continue your proposal. And the formulation of the problem in your proposal, you must know that there is a general and specific problem statement. In chapter 2, there are bold and unbold sub of titles atau subjudul. This show inconsistency. You have to pay attention to writing again to make it better. Sub of titles also do not pay attention to the writing or scientific papers. So, Rizla, you have to read again the systematics of writing in scientific writing books. Then, still in chapter 2, you make a theory about learning. Please look, is there any writing on learning and learning? In first point at the chapter 2, learning and learning. you write that. What does the meaning of that? What does this mean? You must check again after being translated so that there is no change in meaning later. And you make a theory about learning, then you make the theory about online learning media, learning videos, and YouTube social media. And the next point, there is a theoretical framework. Theoretical framework, or what we call a kerangka theory, is not on the same point of the kajian teori. That point is point B, or different point at the chapter 2, or in the second point. So in the theoretical study section, you should pay attention to the correct point according to the title of your proposal. And in chapter 3, in research settings, especially at time of research, Rizla wrote the study is planned for 2 cycles. The first cycle of 2 meetings, where the first meeting is held on January 2022, and the second meeting is held on January 21, 2022, while the second cycle is held on January 31, 2022. So the planned research should have been written at the future time, not before this proposal seminar. Back in the section of research location, you don't need to capitalize of the word of online. Moreover, who is your observer? This observer should be written on the subject of research. So Rizla must write the observer. Who is your observer of this research? So you must write down at the subject of research. Furthermore, you should also add the appendix at the end of the proposal related to research that will be carried out later. And the last is you must show the instruments. Okay, thank you. That's all from me. I give it back to moderator.
Oh, well, thank you to Devi and thank you to Jeliana that have give their opinion and comments or suggestions to Rizla. So I hope Rizla can take it as good. And that's all from our discussion. I mean, our seminar proposal today. So I hope this is give an impact to our audience and also to me. Thank you to all the one who present, and thank you to Miss, and thank you to Rizla too, and the commentator comments that I mean, thank you to the one who give comments to our seminar. Okay, I'm close these sections. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.